Hi. I figured since you guys want to see an Origami Dragon, I might as well just do a little tutorial. Do not mind the crab. The crab is just vibing. He has a little hat. Alright, so first thing you need is a square piece of paper. I just have this one lying around. And this happens to be origami paper. It has two different sides to it. And something that I advise people do sometimes is just take any kind of pen and just do some fancy markings on one side or the other, both maybe, whatever you want, just kind of random. It ends up being a cool pattern. And what I wanted to write on this one is so first thing you want to do is take your piece of paper and fold it in half like so. You want to align the edges as good as you possibly can, though it's never quite perfect. It doesn't matter, they always turn out some way or another. Then you open it back up, do another fold 90 degrees turned. You flatten the edges, take this, turn it around, then fold corner to corner. So what I'm currently, not quite aligned here. Sorry, this setup is a bit jank. I have my camera sitting on my microphone arm, which is in front of my face. And rotate this 90 degrees, repeat this. So what I'm currently doing is like a standard form for a lot of origami. Like many figures will start out like this. Like the crane is similar to this. And there are ways I could turn this into a flower now, or a lot of other things. But what we are going to do now is take this. I was going to do the flower just now. Do this. So you have the paper like so. Turn it around. Then just push it in so you get this. Flatten the edges once again. You want to do that somewhat frequently. And now that you have this, you take the side that's open and take these parts, fold them onto the center fold. It's a bit hard to see for me because I assume this is green and it's hard to see for me. If it's not green, then I'm just regular blind apparently. And you want to repeat this on all sides. So as you can see, because I'm not doing this like very accurately, there's some white shining through here, but it'll be alright. They all work out in the end. Then you do this on the other side. Doesn't matter if you have to re-flatten some edges, as long as they end up in the correct position. That is all you need. By the way, this used to be the only origami that I could do just by memory, but now I have added the flower and the crab to that as well. So what you want to do now is fold over this tip you have. It is not actually that important. It's just for like comfort, because now you can just fold this all the way out and flatten these edges once again. So now you have this completely smooth surface, and you'll do the same with the other side. Just fold out these flaps, take this, fold it all the way to here, and flatten those edges. We got a bit of a jank on the tip here, just the tip though, so this origami is still technically a virgin. Then you fold down the tip onto this crease here, flatten this, actually quite a bit, because now it's going to be a bit more complicated. You take this side up, and just pull it out a bit until this square is visible, and then you take your fingers and strengthen the edges that you have just creased, so the square should be a bit more stable. And then you hold it like so that the square is on top. You push this in. It doesn't matter how it looks on the inside actually, we only want to have this profile on the sides. And then what you do is from this middle point to this corner, you want to fold these down like so. Again, on all four sides. Origami is usually very repetitive at some points because things in nature tend to be symmetrical, at least vaguely. Also, this is not really a thing in nature, but it is inspired by nature because humans can't come up with like original shit. So now that we are here, it's like advanced kite form. We take one layer of this and fold it out up to here like such. Flatten this edge. This is just a structural thing, it's not going to stay here because we are going to fold it the other way as well. Again, flatten this edge. So now that we have this cross, we fold this all the way to the top and reverse at these folds. This is a lot easier if you have actual origami paper. It works with standard letter paper or copy paper, but it's nicer if you have origami paper. And this tip that we have, we are going to fold in any direction, it doesn't matter, right or left. I'll go with left because that's the better choice. And we'll do the same on the other side. Like so. Now we are going to take these long bits and push them a bit apart and fold them through here, up. And the goal is to have one line down here, so it should not stick out at the bottom anymore, which I've achieved. And we'll do that on the other side as well. It's very possible that there would be some kind of rupturing of the paper. This doesn't matter, as long as it's not like too much. So, and what we'll do now is we take one of these edges again and we'll carefully like pull it out, and the same line that we did not want to have stuff sticking out at the bottom is now the line that we fold this to. So we have one unified line going through here. And the same on the other side. With good paper you can kind of pull on this a bit to make it come out of its little pocket on its own. And now we will hold up this part so we can access this, and we'll fold this once again to this line that we have pulled everything to thus far. Then we will repeat that on every side. For the other side, it's usually helpful if we fold these away. You can just fold them on the other side, or if you don't want to do unnecessary steps, you can already fold these in such an angle. The angle doesn't matter too much. It could be like any of these, but you'll see that these will end up being the wings. So choose an angle that's somewhat appropriate for that. Ideally, you'd want to have a very defined tip here. I usually don't achieve that, but trust me, it's okay. So what we do now is we take these bits that stand up and we fold them down about 90 degrees. These are going to be the legs. So they are an actual structurally important part of the dragon, like so. And now for the finishing touches, we'll grab what is basically the neck of the dragon, and we will invert this, like so. And once more, a bit further up the neck. So we have this head. We could leave it like this, but then it would have a very long face. So if you don't want that, what you can do is fully invert this in on itself, which would then create this little horn, which I find to be more visually appealing. And then what we do on the tail is a bit more advanced. It's a thing called cramps or something, cramp folds. What you do is you hold this, spread the part behind out a bit, and push it over itself. So you have this kind of fold. And you do that basically however often you want. This will make the tail like curl up basically. I usually go for 2 or 3. In this case, I'll go for 2. And that is how you fold your dinner. Cheers. Origami paper is a lot harder to chew. It's more visually appealing, but it's a lot tougher. Well, I'm sorry.